Yeah, really good performance. I think obviously the goals speak for themselves. I thought defensively we were sound. I thought it was really good to get a lot of players that we haven't seen this season an opportunity. So overall, I think it's been a really good night to just tick a lot of those boxes. So yeah, very pleased with the performance.
Perfect. Thank you. We'll start here with Ramon, then we'll go to Diego here.
Good evening. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
I just wanted to know if you know anything about Kristen's injury. What have they told you at this moment?
Yeah, I'm still kind of evaluating. Obviously, it looked like it was her lower leg, so we're still kind of sorting through that. Obviously, too difficult for her to continue, so hopefully it's nothing serious.
Okay. And you touched on players getting minutes tonight. Matthews and Rebecca saw minutes. What are your thoughts on their performance tonight?
Yeah, really good. I thought Rebecca looked very comfortable in the midfield with Sarah, and then I thought Zoe came in last 30 minutes and did a good job given, she's still, so young and has so much room for growth. So, yeah, very pleased with both.
And then your thoughts on being able to dominate a match and basically dictate, how does it feel? And of course, the score reflected that. But your thoughts on being able to dictate a match and control the tempo?
Yeah, that's always been our goal. Obviously, it's this league is very difficult, and we're still growing in terms of our identity and the confidence. But I think this game was really good. As if you look at the quality of chances we created, it was really good for us to also capitalize on those chances. So yeah, overall, really pleased. Yeah.
Diego?
Fabrice, congratulations on the Dash's first 4-0 win since 2021.
Okay.
We talked earlier in the season about how you wanted to really utilize Ryan's speed and movement throughout the wing. This was really displayed tonight, and she created a lot of opportunities for the Dash. Can you talk to me a little bit about her performance?
Yeah, no, I thought she was. Are you talking about Ryan Garris or Yasmin?
Ryan Garris.
Yeah, Ryan Garris. Yeah, no, I think she's made that position her own. I thought her movement in behind was really good. We got to keep improving on our box org as she gets in those areas, so we can actually find those spots. But yeah, no, I thought her counter pressing and double pressing was really good and kind of started the transition moments for us. So good performance.
And then Jane Campbell was able to make the start, and this was her first in a couple of matches. Can you give me a little bit about what you thought about her performance?
Yeah, look, Jane's the leader of this team, and I think she has a presence about her. I think she's starting to get a rhythm. I think she's shown a lot of improvements in the different things that we've asked throughout the season. So yeah, I thought she did everything she needed to do in this game. So positive.
And then going into Carolina Ascent, which is another match which doesn't have an influence on the NWSL table, what would you like to see taken from this match into that one, and some things that you really want to see moving forward?
Yeah, keep improving the chances we create getting into the box. So I think we do a good job of getting into the attacking third. Now, how does that translate into box entry? So that's something that's big for us. And then obviously creating those chances when we get in those areas. So that's a big thing for us as we continue improving. And then obviously, adding minutes to like the Chappies of the world, those guys getting more and more minutes so they're game fit to play in the first NWSL game, the second part of the season.
Thank you, Fabrice. Have a good night.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Alrighty, we'll wrap up with that one. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think this is a unique time in the year for us. We have Michelle and Barb and a couple other players off on international duty, so it gives a lot of other players opportunities to step up and fill their roles. I think this is kind of, a turning point for us. I think it's a time to signify, this is the closing the door on the first half of the season and opening the next one to the second half. So, I was pleased with our performance today.
Perfect. Thank you. We'll take questions here. We'll start with Herman, and then yes.
Hi, Avery. Congrats on the goal and
Thank
the
you.
performance tonight. I just want to, before we talk about the game tonight, reflect back on your experience with the national team.
Yeah.
You got your first career goal, and just tell us about that experience.
I spoke to a bunch of fans after the game who were asking me similar questions, and I honestly can't put it into words. I've said this again, time and again in a lot of interviews, but it's always going to be a pinch me experience. I think every time that I put on a national team jersey, I think of the 12-year-old little girl that was writing in her soccer journals like, hey, I want to play on the U20 national team. So, I mean, to be able to do that for my full team and for the country, it's something that's so special, and I will cherish absolutely forever.
Awesome. And instant impact off the bench tonight. You know, Jasmine set you up nice. Take us back to the goal tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I was excited to get on the field. I think watching from the sidelines, you can take in a lot more, than you would if you were on the field. I think it's, again, an opportunity for me to take in for however many odd minutes I was on the sideline. I think it was probably the 70th minute I came in. So I knew that cutback cross was going to be available. And I knew that Yaz was going to get it to me.
Awesome. And lastly, you touched on it, but how can this performance, not just the result, but the performance, being able to dominate tonight, be like a catalyst for the second half of the season?
Catalyst is a great word. I mean, I think it's something for us to build confidence off of, for sure. I think it's, high pressure, standing on their throats. I think we scored 3 goals in the last 20, or maybe not 3, 2. I don't know. We scored a lot of 3 goals in the second half, at least. So I think, finishing games strong is going to be another huge thing. So I think, having confidence and knowing that we can keep going once we get the first one and really, really stick it to the other team,
Thank you so much.
Hey, Avery, congrats on the win and congrats on the goal.
Thank you.
Talk to me a little bit about your relationship on the field with Yaz. Oftentimes you guys were parallel with each other, but even when you guys were on the same side of the field or on the same lateral side, you guys worked really well together.
Yeah.
So can you talk to me a little bit about that on-field relationship?
Yeah. I mean, Yaz is such a technical player that she can put you in. She'll put balls on a dime for you. I think you just have to be in the right spots for them. And I think it's up to me and it's up to other teammates to, get in those positions for her to have services and have options going forward. So, I mean, I think it's something that I hold dearly, my relationship with Yaz. I mean, we've been to 2 camps now together. So I think, we bond over that as well. So, I mean, on and off the field, I really enjoy, 1, getting to know her, and 2, getting to play with her.
And then throughout the first half of the season, you had a lot of standout defensive performances, but often your offense just sparked.
Yeah.
Can you talk to me a little bit about how you're able to keep your offensive bag, for lack of a better way of saying it, fresh, and that way you can keep defenders on edge? Yeah.
I mean, I think it goes back to who I am as a soccer player, to my core. I think I grew up an attacking player and then kind of transitioned to being a defender throughout college. So I think that bag is always going to be somewhat fresh for me. Whoa, that's a mouthful. Fresh for me. But yeah, I think I'm also just a more attacking-minded defender. I think, internationally and here they have me playing a more inverted outside back role where I push into the attack more often than not. So I think that allows me to stay fresh and, like I said before, also having experience being a forward in the past.
And then my final question, instead of looking back, looking ahead into the second half of the season, despite a first half where you guys are seen below the playoff line. You guys are only 7 points behind that line.
Yeah.
Can you talk to me a little bit about the hope within the team and the group and making that push?
Yeah. I think it's a off the field mentality of having the belief that we, knowing that it's only 7 points and believing in our system and believing in the tactics that are given to us every week. I think it's up to us to execute a game plan, obviously. I think on the field, it's the ruthlessness and knowing that, we're going to come at these teams and we're going to take it to them instead of having them on the front foot in the majority of the games in the first half of the season. So I think, going into the second half, it's the ruthlessness and the belief that you're right. Like, we're only 7 points behind. Let's do this.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Yeah, of course.